Hi, Susan. So this is the second part of my ABA assignment, the tacting portion. I would be with the same client, so James, and the target of this training would be that James will tact one time independently, and the phrase that he will be tacting is the same phrase that he learned in the Manding video, which was "I want car," which was this toy car right here. The workspace is relatively the same, a large area where James is able to play and move around freely without hurting himself. Preferably it would have a window or like a space where he's able to play near the window so he can look outside. But this room does not require to have a sound system of any kind. So in order for James to tacked the phrase "I want car," I have set up 3 different opportunities for him to do so. So the first one would be for when he's playing with toys, with any other toy around him. I would make sure to have different toy cars in his proximity in order to reference them. But then I would also have this one as well, since it's his favorite, and that is the one that I would be using to reinforce him. So what would happen would be that James will be playing with toys, and once he's starting to get a little interested, fully invested in playing, I would approach him, and then I would point to one of the toy cars that are near him, and I would ask him, "James, what is that?" And because of the echoics and because of the manding that we did prior to this, naturally he would say car. So then I would reference this particular toy car because once again it's his favorite, and I would say, "Just like this one, remember what we learned?" And then if he's unable to tact, then I would use a full verbal prompt, and I would say, "I want car, can you say that?" And once he says that, then I would immediately give him the car to play with for approximately a minute. And then I would take the toy car back, and then I would let him continue playing with the different toys. So I would repeat this step approximately 3 times just to ensure that he has many opportunities in this particular opportunity to say the tact, which is "I want car." Once again, if he's not successful in this, then I would use gestural prompts such as I would bring it closer to him, more in his line of vision, or I would point to it and then I would probably mouth it. So use a minimal verbal prompt, and I would mouth the words in order for him to understand or to remember the tact that we're trying to achieve. So the second opportunity that I came up with for James to tact is when watching a video or a movie that has cars in it. So let's say I would have James watch the movie Cars. So I would let him watch a couple of minutes, that's approximately 2 to 3 minutes. After those minutes are done, when a red car, let's say Lightning McQueen, comes on the screen, I would pause the video and I would ask James, "What is that?" And then he would say car. I would then reference his favorite toy car, once again this red car, and I would say, "Just like this one." And then I would say, "Do you remember what we learned?" And then that's when he would say, "I want car." So if this is not successful, if the tact is not successful, I would prompt him with a minimal verbal prompt, such as mouthing the words. If that doesn't work either, then I would use a gestural prompt by pointing at the toy car or bringing the car closer, as I did with the first opportunity. And if this stage is successful, if this opportunity is successful, then I would have him just watch a few more minutes of the movie without no interruptions, just him enjoying the movie or the show. And then I would try again. So I would repeat it 3 times. Sorry, I would repeat this opportunity 3 times, whether he's successful or not, just to ensure that it is met, or there's an attempt that it is met. So the third opportunity that I came up with is similar to the first opportunity with the James playing with the toys. And it also has a little element of referencing to something that can be seen in front of him, which with the screen, and the second opportunity, but this time it would be pointing through a window. So the third opportunity is to have James play with toys near a window, or if there's a window seal, a window edge where he can play. He can put the toys down and he can play on the window sill or the window edge. So I would let James play for approximately 2 to 3 minutes, and then I would look outside, and when a car is passing, or if there's a car already parked outside, I would gain James' attention by asking him, "Hey James, what is that?" And then I would point to the cars outside, and then he would say, "Car." And I would once again reference this toy car, and I would say, "Just like this one." And I would once again say, "Do you remember the phrase that we learned? How about we try it this time?" So then he would say, "I want car." I want car. He would text, "I want car." And if he says that, then I would immediately give him the car to play with for a minute, and then I would take it back, and then it's just a repeat process of the same two opportunities that I explained before. So for a mistake that can happen during this tacting process, can go for all three of the opportunities that I mentioned. There's a great possibility that James would become very invested in what he's doing. So whether that be playing, whether that be watching the movie, or playing near the window, or just simply looking out the window, he can get very invested in that activity, and then I would lose his focus completely.